Namaste. My name is Amit Garg. Welcome to my channel, Vedic Astro Amit. Today we'll talk about the transit of Mercury in the sign of Aquarius. That's going to be from February 19th through March 6th. Even though it's a short transit, but very impactful, very powerful because we already have Saturn and Sun sitting in Aquarius, and Mercury will join them. So Saturn is common people. Sun is the king, the authorities. And so we have the authorities and the common people, they're coming together. In the sign of Aquarius, which represents things for higher purpose, for social good, for the society. And so we already have the king and the common people sitting together at the table. As soon as Mercury enters Aquarius, now the communication will begin. So Mercury is the trigger that'll actually make this communication happen. So the overall theme is, see, Saturn is the planet of karma. Saturn represents common people, the people who don't get recognition in society, people who build the bridges, who build the roads, who build our houses. So Saturn represents poor people, common people, old people. And so all of these people who don't get recognition, but they work hard. Saturn is the planet of hard work. So all of that is represented by Saturn. Whereas Sun, on the other hand, that's the other side of the spectrum. Sun represents everybody who is the authority figure, the king, the father in the house, the mayor in the city, governor of the state, king, president of the country, and all the government officials. So that's the other side of the equation, right, of the society. So we have the king, the officials, that's represented by Sun, and we have the common people, the population, the poor people. So both of them are together. They don't like to be at the same table, but they are together now in Aquarius. And so they're sitting at the table. Now, what's the topic of discussion? Aquarius, right? That's the environment, that's the sign at their disposal. So what they're here to discuss is, Aquarius is all about humanitarian efforts, how to better the society, using innovative techniques, using open-minded, thought process, using latest innovation and technology. And so how we can make the society better, how we can make lives of common people better, that's the topic of discussion. And now Mercury enters here. So Mercury will make those communications happen, right? So there'll be a lot of out-of-the-box thinking, new age thinking. It's going to be, a lot of rebellion also, because Aquarius is the sign of rebellious. But it'll be all inclusive communication. So all the parties, all the stakeholders will be represented. And it'll be a progressive discussion. That's the sign of Aquarius. It's unconventional communication because Aquarius is Aquarius could be quirky, unconventional, out of the box. So that's Aquarius, and then Mercury's communication and thinking process, right? So there could be unconventional thinking, quirky communication. But all of this will have a structure and a discipline because Saturn is sitting there, and it is the Mula Trikona sign of Saturn. Okay, so there's going to be a very structured and disciplined communication, responsible communication, right? But also that is time bound. Like it's not going to be like discussions for the sake of discussion. Sun is there, right? That is going to keep everything on track and within the norms. And then Mercury will make that process very intelligent, very thoughtful. So we'll think through the issues, the social issues, the things that impact the humanity. Could be even the whole world, the climate change, things like that. So there'll be lots of discussions. And also, but Sun and Saturn, there's going to be combustion of both Saturn and Mercury. So you got to be careful. So the idea is you have to be very thoughtful, very honest, and very diligent. Okay, be very honest. And then also one of the things, be careful about like backbiting or things happening behind your back, or there may be some blind spots as well. So be careful of blind spots. Be careful of any kind of like backbiting and things like that. But be very open and honest in your communication. So things will happen, things will manifest for the greater good, for the social causes, right? So there'll be a balance between like this independence of represented by Sun and this responsibility represented by Saturn. So excellent time, really wonderful about 2.5, 3 week period where we can have open dialogue, open communication, open-minded, thought process in many different areas of life. So how this impacts each of the 12 signs, so that we have to see one by one. So let's start with Aries. For Aries, this is happening in your 11th house, so which represents social groups, networking. So excellent time for reaching out to the groups, to the societies, to the clubs, and networking with people. And this is your third lord and the sixth lord. So Mercury is your third lord and sixth lord. So third house is again communication. So wonderful time for you to really have meaningful um, and fruitful discussions and practical discussions, and also with your siblings, that's third house, and also for your job, for your work, so more opportunities for your work. And also sixth house is service to to other people anyway. So excellent time to come up with some projects or some solutions for helping other people, through communication efforts, through connecting people, reaching out to people on social media, using latest new age technology, all the internet and all of that. So a great time for you to get out there and connect people and bring both the sides on the table, right? So that is Saturn and Sun energy. They're extremes, they're extreme opposites, but you got to bring them together, and that'll help with your financial gains, with your fulfillment of your desires. That's 11th house for you, for Aries, rising as well as Aries Rashi, which is the moon sign. Okay. For Taurus, this is happening in your 10th house. So excellent opportunities for your career. Speak up at your workplace. Have an honest conversation, honest thinking process that helps everybody and not just specific groups. So bring out honest communication, honest dialogue in your workplace, for your business, for your company, for your work. And then also Mercury is your second ruler and the fifth ruler. So good time to work on some projects regarding family wealth, have discussions with your family, how to improve, increase your family wealth. And then fifth house also, so have those discussions with your children. They may help you come up with some creative projects to help you with business. Okay, so involve children, involve your romantic partner in your business endeavors, in your business communication, all of that around making an impact in the society, right? So not just for just for your individual benefit, but these projects, these discussions, these things, or new business avenues, so those should also help the humanity in some way. Okay, so that's Taurus. Then number 3 is Gemini, right? So for Gemini, it's happening in your ninth house, and of course, it's your Lagna Lord, right? So Lagna Lord and or the Rashi Lord and the fourth house ruler sitting in your ninth house. So great time to bring together your mother, your father, yourself. That's the fourth house, ninth house, and yourself, the Lagna, the first house. Having honest discussion around real estate, around your own personality, around your gurus, your path, your belief system, maybe taking a pilgrimage, long distance travel for spiritual purposes, and then overall, finding out what makes you happy. That's fourth house. Okay, so honest discussion, involved in some sangha. That's an excellent thing for you right now for next 2.5, 3 weeks is join some sangha, some discussion groups that are focused on spiritual discussion, right? So ninth house is spiritual discourses, higher education, join some courses. Basically challenge your intellect and have an open discussion, philosophical discussion, all of that. So that's the Gemini. Number 4, Cancer. So for Cancer, it's taking place in your eighth house. So this congregation of planets, they are going to meet in Aquarius in your eighth house. So this is the time to bring up any hidden issues, discuss those, bring those on the table. with both the sides, Saturn and Sun, right? So common people and the royalty, the king. So discuss everything honestly. Uh, don't hide anything, but also be careful about any backbiting or secret discussions going on the sides. So that's and also the blind spots. So that's the eighth house. But these discussions will lead to a lot of change and transformation for you specifically, because Mercury is also your 12th lord, and this all is happening in the eighth house. So there is change, transformation at a very deep level. You'll gain insights and also spiritual upliftment. Go deep in spiritual studies, higher education, in esoteric subjects, energy healing, clairvoyance, all of that, 12 house. And talk to your ancestors. You know, this is time for discussion, literally like energetically discussion with your ancestors or people from other planes of existence. Okay. And Mercury is also your third house ruler. So involve your siblings, but learn some new skills, and focus on communication. That's the key. So third house is again communication. So for Cancer, have don't get too emotional. I mean, Cancer sign may have tendency to be carried away in the emotions in the moment. Remain detached. Okay, so this is time for detached communication. That's Mercury in Aquarius with Sun and Saturn. It'll help you with that. You won't have too many emotions. Most other signs will not have emotions involved. This is going to be a very, very, very thoughtful process of discussion, but Cancer may have tendency to be emotional, so be careful about that. Next is Leo. For Leo, it's happening in your seventh house. So now is the time to bring out all the discussions and points of view about your relationships, one-on-one partnerships with your personal partner or a business partner. Discuss everything, all the aspects, and then figure out how we can make things better for everybody, for all the stakeholders involved. Okay. Nothing should remain hidden. Honest conversation is the key to uplift your relationships during the next 2.5 weeks. Um, and Mercury is your 11th ruler and your second house ruler. So Mercury is a very important planet for you for money. So have discussions with your partners around money, financial wealth, your family wealth, your gains, doing some projects together that will bring in money. How you can improve your finances along with your partner, working with your partner. Now, for Leo, the caution is, there may be some ego issues anyway. So seventh house has a lot going on. So be careful not to have any ego. Mercury entering in this, there'll be combustion of Mercury, there'll be combustion of Saturn as well. So be careful that you don't let ego come in the way. Otherwise, this is going to be very difficult because, I mean, there will be honest communication. Mercury is bringing, everybody together. But if there's ego, then there could be a danger of like side conversations or behind the back conversations or backbiting, things like that. So that's one caution. But otherwise, really wonderful time because seventh house anyway represents other people. So discussing what means what's meaningful, what's important for the other side, right? So the other person, for others, not just focus on ourselves. Next one, Virgo. Again, your Lagna Lord we're talking about, or the Rashi Lord, Virgo. So it's taking place in your sixth house. So excellent time to bring up conversations about your work at your workplace, 9 to 5 job kind of a job, career. And also uh, really good time, powerful window of time to set up some projects for helping other people. That's the sixth house, right? So that's both sides coming together. So this is excellent uh, to put together some really concrete plans or actual projects to help other people. Secondly is to focus on your health because it's your Lagna Lord or the Rashi Lord in the sixth house, asking you to focus on your health, and it's giving you ample opportunity, great opportunity to logically, that's Mercury, logical thinking, and your Lagna Lord is logical thinking, to think through how you can improve your health. So all these planets will help you. Saturn and Sun and Mercury will really help you. Excellent time to your health will improve. You'll make really good progress as long as you're thoroughly responsibly and also like I have a plan. That's what Saturn wants you to do, but have a method or a process, uh, things that are not like haphazard. You just do one day and next day you don't do anything, but have a good plan of action for your health. Um, and also, uh, this will bring out things about your own weaknesses, Shadripus, right? So, and then Mercury is also your 10th house ruler. So, overall, excellent time to bring out discussions and thinking process and set some projects in motion regarding your work, your profession, your career, or your business also. That's 10th house. Okay. So that's Virgo. And then for Libra, Libra rising or Libra Rashi, this is taking place in your fifth house. So good time to have discussions, open discussions about your romantic relationships or with your romantic partner or with your children, and come up with some creative ideas to solve the problems of the humanity. I mean, it's not don't think small. This is the time to solve the problems of the humanity, and if not the entire humanity, at least start thinking about, in your life, what are the various stakeholders, how you can make life better for all the stakeholders, in a very creative way. That's fifth house. But stay away from speculation, because even though Mercury will bring out better communication, but again Mercury will be combust, Sun is combust, so there could be some blind spots. Okay, so don't make any risky investments. But then Mercury is also your 12th house ruler, so there's potential for like blind spots and hidden things. But great time to get some things rolling with foreign countries, foreign people, regarding your business, whatever. So good, you'll have luck, so you'll have success with foreign people, foreign connections, and also because it's both your fifth house and ninth house are activated, right? So fifth house ruler is sitting in the ninth house ruler is sitting in the fifth house. That's Mercury. So fifth house is your bhagya, and ninth house is your bhagya. I keep confusing fifth and ninth. So your ninth lord, which is represents your bhagya, your luck, is sitting in your fifth house, transiting through your fifth house. So great time to create some, be creative in coming up with some projects with some things that will give you higher wisdom also, which is ninth house, connection with foreigners, and gives you success in your relationship, romantic relationships, and also it'll improve your connection, your relationship, your communication with your children. And if you're a teacher, guru, so that goes for your disciples, for your students as well. So great time to have like some working sessions or discussions or meetings, or just open forums with your students or with your disciples or with your children. So that's Libra. The sign of Scorpio, Scorpio, that this is taking place in your fourth house. So improvement in your communication with your mother, improvement in your real estate holdings. Good time to start thinking about some real estate investments. Have some discussions, at least, like talk to some realtors or your friends, things like that. So, and also this is your 11th Lord, Mercury, sitting in the fourth house. So it'll bring gains in financial, in real estate, especially. Okay, and it's also your eighth house ruler. So be careful about, not missing out on any details, hidden things, secrets, things like that may surface. But there could be a lot of change and transformation. So any communication you do now, uh, you know, for the next 2.5 weeks, will bring about a lot of change and transformation in your life in general, in all aspects, because it's the eighth house ruler sitting in the fourth house, and is the sign of Scorpio we're talking about, right? So Scorpio is natural eighth house in Kalpurush Kundli, right? Or you can say eighth sign. So it's a lot of hidden things, change, transformation, things below the surface, right? So all of that could be a lot of emotions involved. So fourth house, eighth house, that's a lot of emotions as well. So be careful with emotions, be careful of blind spots, be careful of hidden issues, secrets. But otherwise, open discussion, communication will bring about a lot of change and bring financial gains for you. And especially you can focus on some kind of real estate projects. Next is Sagittarius rising. So for Sagittarius, this is taking place in your third house. Third house anyway is our communication, and Mercury, we're talking about Mercury, which is the planet of communication, thought process, thinking, intelligence, all of that. So really wonderful time for you to focus on your spiritual progress, which is that's what Sagittarius is all about. How you can make spiritual progress by solving some of the problems of the humanity, that is sign of Aquarius, bringing together all the sides, at the same table, discussion table. That is Saturn and Sun, two extremes, bringing together the king, the authorities, and the common people. So in other words, all the stakeholders involved. So have some positive, open discussions and learn some new innovative skills. Aquarius is all innovation, new age, and third house is skills. So learn some skills that'll help in your profession also. It's the 10th ruler. Mercury is the 10th ruler and the seventh ruler, right? So seventh lord and 10th lord sitting in the third house. So with your relationships, with your work or profession, with your siblings, all of those things will improve if you have open discussion, open dialogue, and start the thinking process. It doesn't have to be like actual, dialogue with many people. It could be your internal dialogue as well. So that'll bring in help with your desires as well, desire fulfillment. But overall, be careful in your communication, because there could be some backbiting, some kind of blind spots as well, because Mercury is going to be combust and Saturn is going to be combust. But as long as you're honest, which is what Saturn and Sun love, and as long as you are, responsible, that's what Saturn wants you to do. And as long as you're doing it in a very proper manner, organized fashion, which is Mercury. So have a good organized communication, responsible communication around your relationships, around your work, profession, all of that, and learn some new skills. That'll really help you in the long run. Even though this is a short transit, 2.5 weeks, but the things you set in, the foundations that you set in place right now will pay off later on. Next one is Capricorn. The Capricorn sign of Capricorn, Lagna or Rashi. So this transit, Mercury in Aquarius, is taking place in your second house. And so this is going to affect your speech. Mercury is communication, right? And Sun and Saturn, Sun wants you to have honest, everything should be truthful. That is what Sun, the king, wants. And Saturn is common people. He represents the underprivileged, the poor, and the old people. So bring together everybody on the discussion table and have some discussion. And what kind of discussion? So for Capricorn, it's the second house, so maybe some discussion about your food habits, some discussion about your speech, or you can give some speech, go organize some webinars and things like that, or discussion about your family wealth. So wealth and food and speech, all of those are important areas, but also your health, because it's the sixth lord sitting in the second house. So talk about your health. Set some new health routines. And it's also the ninth ruler sitting in the second house we're talking about. So discussions with your gurus, with your father, go on a pilgrimage, long distance travel with your family. So any kind of come up with some solutions or some creative ways through discussions, through communication, to improve your health, to improve your job prospects, and to improve your relationship with your family, with your gurus, with your teachers. And all that will be very fruitful, and it'll bring financial gains as well in the long run, because it's the second house of accumulated wealth, family wealth. So that's for Capricorn. For Aquarius, of course, this is taking place in your Lagna, in your Rashi or Lagna. So overall, for you, this will improve your personality, you'll discover yourself. You'll improve your own connection, relationship with yourself. Okay. That's the discussion part that we're talking about. So essentially have a discussion with yourself, internally have a dialogue, keep thinking about ways to improve. And you are the universe. You already have everything that's needed within you. And this is taking place in your Lagna, in your Rashi. And Mercury for you is the fifth lord and the eighth lord. So a lot of change and transformation. That's eighth house. And you can have discussion with your children, things will improve. The communication between you and your children will improve. These 2.5 weeks will set things in motion to improve your communication with your children, your communication with your romantic partners, your also how you manage the shared wealth. That's eighth house, right? So maybe you might get inheritance, things like that. But how do you communicate? Talk through all the aspects of anything happening around eighth house, which is wealth from other people, or fifth house, like with your children. So what this means is try not to have, try not to hide anything. That's the eighth house regarding your children, or with respect to yourself. Okay, so be very honest, and then you'll make progress in all of these areas, and you'll see results. You'll be a transformed person. You'll be a new person after these 2.5 weeks, even though you may not realize immediately, but things will really, really improve your place in the universe. You'll feel more a part of the universe. So that's Aquarius, and then Pisces. For Pisces, this is taking place in your 12th house. Honest communication is the key here, because 12th house anyway represents blind spots and hidden things, and things that we usually ignore, or things that are locked behind, like retreat places, even hospitals and planes of other planes of existence. And so 12th house, all these planets are going to meet in your 12th house. So be careful, but have open, honest discussion. This will elevate your spirituality, spiritual progress. Excellent time to have analytical discussions. That's what usually Buddhism does. It helps you with the and through the thinking process, through logical thinking, it helps you figure out what is real, what is unreal. Naha iti, right? So this is a great time to do that exercise. And also yoga nidra, things, talk with your ancestors, focus on lucid dreaming, things like that. So a great time for that. And then also for Pisces, this is your fourth lord and the seventh lord in the 12th house. So be careful you don't misinterpret anything related to your mother, related to your relationships. But as long as you're open, and really you want to have an open discussion and open channels of communication, this will improve your relationship with your mother, with your relationships, and also your partnerships. That's seventh house. And also you can think of some kind of real estate opportunities in foreign countries, things like that. But anyway, this is not a financial advice in any way. These are just guidelines. So that's what's happening for the transit of Mercury through the sign of Aquarius, and it's going to meet Sun and Saturn there. So excellent time to improve communication and then get results in various different areas of our life. If you haven't already, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. And thanks for watching.